Hey friends out there in YouTube land, Robert Ham here. Of course, Robert Ham Photography. Today I'm coming to you with another on-location tutorial. I'm here in Virginia Beach. We're going to check out the color flare adapter kit from mirrorless Sony E-mount to Canon FD mount. Now this adapter kit will work the same no matter which mirrorless camera you get. There's lots of them and it's provided by FotoDiox. Today you're going to see my microphone a little bit more than normal. This is because of all of the wind that's going on. I hope it's not too terrible. Let's set up the scene just a little bit for you so that you know what's going on. I'm at the beach. We've got an overcast sun right now. You can tell because you don't see any really hard shadows in the background. We still have nice blue sky, and we want to test out the flare capability with portraits with this camera and setup. Before we go any further, let me let you know I've been shooting with this for the past 3 days, and my experience so far has led me to believe that I'm going to add something today that's going to make things a lot better, and that's the flash. Today will be my first time shooting with flash. The reason that that's important is because the color flare does precisely what it says it's going to do. It introduces a light leak or flare effect onto the sensor directly by allowing light to come through behind the lens and in front of the sensor. That's really important. Now you can get some really interesting effects with this, but what happens is you end up with a very bright color and almost sometimes get a very silhouette kind of look, especially in a harder light, which is why I'm enjoying the softer light of today. Introducing the flash will allow us to maintain a correct exposure on our subject. That's very important. So the subject won't be drowned out by the color flare effect. That's what we're going to be checking out. That means we're going to need to use flash directionally, which means we're going to be careful of two very important things. Number one, we need to make sure that the camera stays in our sync speed with our flash via the shutter speed. And that means 1/200th of a second in my case. And we're going to need to make sure that we're using a low enough ISO that we can get that. Now, I can't use any particular filters with this. I guess I could put a neutral density filter on the front, but I'm going to do something else. The most important thing about this something else has to do with focus. When you're using a legacy lens that doesn't have autofocus, adjusting the flare ring to get the flare right where you want it can be difficult when trying to adjust the focus at the same time. So instead of worrying about that, we're actually going to set the camera up to be pretty much in focus all the time by using a smaller aperture. We can do that just by looking at the actual focusing ring with the focus scale distance on here. Today I'm going to shoot at an aperture of between f11 and f16. By doing so, I can actually look at my ring, and by doing that I'll see an 11 to the left and the right of my aperture on the little focusing scale. And then I just set what I want my minimum and maximum focusing distance to be. I want my maximum focusing distance to be infinity, which means that my minimum focusing distance is gonna be about right at 3 feet. So that's simple. Now I'm ready to go. I won't have to worry about focusing. As long as things are further than about a foot or an arm's length from me, I'll be able to get them in nice focus. That'll allow me just to pay attention to the flares. So let's get started. Okay, so we're at this location here, and the reason I've turned this way is because the sun is nice and bright. And I've got my color flare set to allow that flare to come in on this side, so I'm just gonna turn around and take a picture. I want you to see kind of what I see, so let's get to it. Now that last photo looked really great for landscape. You can see the nice curvature of that color flare in there. I want to bring in my son and show you what a portrait would look like. First I'm going to take the picture with no flash, then I'm going to take it with flash so that you can see. The difference is pretty big, so check this out.
Hey friends, it's been a couple weeks since I last saw you guys on the video. It looks like just a few minutes though. However, it's been very rainy in Virginia Beach and I didn't get many opportunities during my review period of 30 days with the color flare to go out and photograph as much as I'd like with it. However, it did live up to expectations. It introduced beautiful color flares into my portrait photography. In fact, I would call it more candid photography than anything else. I think that this product is really good for a couple of reasons. It really ups your creativity and adds an organic feel to what it is that you're doing. You can definitely see where this product would really succeed and excel in videography. I'm going to share with you some things that were headaches while using it. Number one, getting the light source lined up properly with the color flare adapter so that you got the kind of flare that you want and the shape that you want is difficult, mainly because the color flare allows light to come in from the sides. You have to have a light source that's going to be very strong from the side. Some things that I have seen on the website and that FotoDiox suggests is to use like a little pin light or flashlight in order to help encourage a color flare to happen. However, I didn't test that out. All of the flares that you saw were organic. They were done on a bright sunny day, meaning that on a softer day or a day that doesn't have as much light, your color flare intensity will be lessened. Using it was actually quite simple. You just put it on, choose the color, and go. So it's a much slower process than what you might imagine, but it's quite a bit of fun too. There's a learning curve to it that's very, very small. Once you get it on and get moving with it, it's actually pretty simple to use. Bottom line is that I enjoyed the product, but this is a fun thing to use. It creates a lot of really unexpected looks that are very organic. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Hope that you liked the images. I thought they were great. Candid shots of my kids at the beach, and we had a wonderful time. I want to thank you for watching and remind you that I will catch you on the flip side.